guys, Dorothy here with Done by Dorothy, and I am here today with a second episode of our creating spritzes and shimmer mist and all that. I've already did my shimmer mist one where I used and I made shimmer mist that used the eyeshadow and the re-inkers and a little bit of glue and all of that. So, and we did the apple barrel acrylic paint, you know, like these you get from Walmart. We did our sprays with those, and if you guys remember, this is what those sprays turned out like. So they turned out absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to turn my page. We're going to actually use acrylic ink. These normally they run like $6.99 at Hobby Lobby, and these are Royal Talons is the actual company, but it's Amsterdam. So they have, you use them with like calligraphy pens and things like that. So we're gonna try these out and see what they're like. So the first thing that I always like to put in anything that, any kind of paint-based product, because you know they tend to, sometimes you get those glumps in the bottom and things like that. So I always, you know, you can use ball bearings or, you know, glass beads. I don't ever try to use plastic beads because plastic beads are so lightweight that I'm not sure that they would mix really great. So, but I found that cheap old screws work great. So, you know, you can buy these, a big, huge square container of them for a little bit of nothing. And they work. So that's what I've been using them for. So I'm going to set my bottles to the side. I'll do a couple one at a time, and then we'll go through quite a bit. What you're going to need is some kind of ink, or acrylic ink, isopropyl alcohol, drinking water, and purified water. If you don't want to use bottled water, boil some water, let it cool down. First things I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I shake these really good as I go. And this one is called Vermilion. It's a gorgeous looking orange. So I'm just going to put maybe 5 dropperfuls or 6, we'll see. And it depends, you know, on how thick you want to be. There's quite a bit in this jar, so when you use like 6, you're going to get multiple. Oh yeah, I'll use that. I think that's good. And I don't know if you can see, that only took about this much out of the bottle. So, I mean, I could probably do 8 or 9 more refills out of this for $6.99. You know, how much money do you pay to buy a bottle of shimmer mist? And we may need to put, oh, you know what, let me just put a couple more squirts in there. Just because I'd rather get a lot of color than not enough color. And what I did, I mean, I put my little screw down there and I just did it till it covered the top of the screw. Okay, so I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to add about 2/3 of the remaining bottle up to where it curves in with water. Okay. And these are some bright colors. I'm telling you, these are like, almost like sidewalk graffiti type colors. And I'm going to fill this up to where the bottle starts curving. Okay. When we did acrylic paint, I don't know if you guys remember or not, we put glycerin in. We're not putting glycerin in this because this is already ink. So you don't have that bulkiness of paint. You already have that flow in there. And let me go ahead and put my label on. I made little labels so I would know. So if I want to remake that color, I know the brand, the color, and the number. And then we're going to make them, and then I'm going to spray them all at the end. So there's the Vermilion. Set that to the side. And then let's go with this one. I have a couple greens. This is an emerald green, which I love green, so I've actually... So the goal is, for me, is I went on Amazon, and the little bottles I bought on Amazon, I'll try to put a link in the description box below. I went on Amazon and I bought them. I got 24 of them. They're 2-ounce bottles. Like I said, I got 24 of them. So I made the apple barrel acrylics, some of them last time. Now you could do all the same kind, but you know, they each have a different effect, sort of. You know, so they're going to look different. They're not going to be identical. And I'm doing these, and then we'll do alcohol inks. DIY how to make your own alcohol ink sprays. So virtually by the time you get done, you'll have 24 bottles, different colors, because I'm using different colors for all of mine. I mean, obviously you don't have to, you can use all of the same, but I'll have 3 different mediums. I'll have the acrylic paint, the acrylic ink, and alcohol ink. And I'll have 24 different bottles of sprays and different varieties of colors that I can use. And that's sort of what I want to add, because that's going to add me a lot of colors that I can do things with. Alcohol down the side of that. There, and again, I tighten the lid down. I shake it side by side and around, because you got that screw, so that works that ink off the bottom. And as you do that, it's mixing up, and then you can do some up and down if you want to. Just be careful, because some of them will leak out of the top, and the screw in the bottom just really mixes it together really good. Okay, so let's go again. Let's see, that was the emerald. This is permanent green light. And these are different color greens. You'll definitely notice the difference when you get ready to spray them. Shake this up a little bit more. It's acting. And this is I had the clover fields. I really wanted like sort of a grass green, Irish green, I guess. I don't know, that's probably bad to say, Irish green. But that's what I think of when I think of Ireland, is all the green. And again, sometimes you get goop in the bottom of it, and it's just... Okay. There's that one. Oh, let me put my label on for my emerald. Okay, and again, you're going to do 2/3. And then fill the remainder with the alcohol. And I know these aren't going to match when I go to spray them all on the page. I'm just more or less just showing a sample of what it will look like. It'll be sort of like graffiti, and I put a little bit too much alcohol in that, so you don't want the alcohol to go really up around the curved part, because that'll give you enough room to really mix it. Okay, let me... And that one was... What was that? That was permanent green light. Was that right? Yep. And these will have a different tone to them than... Oh, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and mix both of these up at the same time. Although I'll probably, you know, proceed to mix it up as soon as I pick it up too. And I had a lemon yellow that I did in the apple barrel, but this is more of a I think it's toned it down a little bit. Then the other one's sort of really bright, and this, it seems like, it looked like it was a lot more of a, I don't know, the other one's like a lemon yellow. It's really, really bright yellow, and this one's doesn't seem like it's quite as bright. And this one's called Azo Yellow Lemon. Okay, so let's put that back there. So we already did that one. I'm going to pull the other 4 out and sort of do this assembly line. Which is, sometimes it's easier, you just line them up, and unless you have colors that are really, really similar. If you have colors that are really similar, you're better off to keep them separate, because if not, you'll get them all mixed up. And this is a really, really pretty country blue. So, you know, if you do art journaling pages, or, you know, you just like sort of decorate in the back of your tags or whatever. I actually got these on clearance at Hobby Lobby for $1.74, so, you know, remember to keep an eye out, because you can find them, and I mean, I've seen them before, and I just never bothered getting them, because I was like, yeah, what am I really going to do with it? I don't do a whole lot of calligraphy. Not by, you know, with, like, the calligraphy pens, per se, with the nibs and stuff, I don't really mess with. I mean, I've done it, but all of my calligraphy stuff I have is like automated, more like markers, you know, that have the calligraphy tip on the end. I think a lot of us tend to, you know, fall back on okay, that's all I'm going to put in there, because that's black oxide. Okay, this is quinacridone rose. It's just really, really dark, pretty magenta-y rose color. Just really excited to get it. And the black oxide, because I mean, it's hard to find anything in black that, you know, paint's so thick, but, you know, the spray is just... And I mean, the black will look really good with like a gold spray overtone, or silver. Okay. And then this is a Naples yellow red light, and it's almost like a peach, almost like a skin tone color. So I thought it would be pretty to do. I already did a really light cream, but this is more skin tone color. So it almost has like a pink, but it has a peach, a pink. I'm not sure what color I would actually call it, or what I would. It really does have like a really, really pale, almost like makeup, extremely pale makeup type. So, you know, I didn't use hardly any out of any of those. So, now we'll go with our water. Hopefully I have enough water to do it. It might be. Yeah, maybe just about perfect. That's funny. That was almost exactly where I needed it to be. It was meant to be. Okay, then we'll do our alcohol. And again, remember, we're going to go up to where the bottle starts to curve. You don't want to go past that because then you won't have as much room to mix. And you don't have to use the alcohol. Okay, just straight up, you don't have to, especially if you're boiling the water, because that should kill all the germs and all that. I tend, and it's just me, I put a little bit too much in that too. I tend to use the alcohol because I worry about germs and growing in the water, and I don't want to, like, you know, make things and then have to throw them away or whatever. So that's why I put the alcohol in mine. You do not have to. I mean, that is totally an option, up to you. Just like with the acrylic paint, technically you can use just water with the acrylic paint. However, I worry, even if you're using boiled water and stuff like that, you just never know. You know, so I want to make sure that putting all my labels on. Sorry, guys. So yeah, you've seen that I did those 4 now. I put this in now with me explaining, you know, what I was doing and sort of showing you and jibber jabbing and carrying on, and, you know, that I do. It has been 16 minutes. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. I have made 8 in 16 minutes. So it takes about 2 minutes a piece, basically. And not quite that much because, like I said, I jibber-jabbled a lot. Now, if you make these, they're going to be a little bit more expensive than the apple barrel. If you're looking for if you want the sprays and you want them the cheapest way you can go, you know, the apple barrels that you buy at Walmart are the cheapest. I made 24. I can make 24 of them for $22. These are more expensive because these containers are $6.99. If I hadn't found them on clearance, I would not be making them to use as a spray. I would buy them to use, you know, for whatever, but not, you know, at $7 a piece. I'm not going to buy them to make glimmer sprays when I can make the same ones. But these are more of like a spritzer because it's more liquid. If that makes sense, and I'll show you in a minute what I mean. Okay, let's pull out our page. Start with our lightest, I guess. Try not to make sure I don't muck my colors up here. So there's the cream. See how bright that yellow is? That's crazy bright. It also spewed everywhere on me. And you do have to watch if you know, buy cheaper spray bottles. And when you get done, if, you know, make sure you wipe the tip off so you don't leave paint on there, and you'll be less likely to get your nozzles clogged. Let's see. Do the orange. That orange is really pretty. The pink. So that's looking pretty. Let's do the blue. We'll do it down here on this. Then we have 2 different colors of green. So we'll do one green on one side of the yellow. Ooh, yeah, that's definitely green, light green, isn't it? And then we'll do the emerald. And then this is the black. And I just sprayed it all over my table. Big caution if you get it on your table or whatever and you need to get it cleaned off. hand sanitizer. Okay. So these are, some of them are starting to run. So I can take a baby wipe, sort of dab some of them, which is going to create an effect within itself. Let me I'm going to grab my drying gun really fast just so you can see it once it's dried. So you can see these are a lot brighter, they're a lot more vivid, because the inks, you're going to have a lot more concentrated color, which, you know, you don't have to use near as much. Now, I didn't have my splatter box out, and maybe I'll do one day when I get my splatter box out, but when you use a splatter box, you can hold it way up and get more of this misted effect of the splatter spray, but that orange turned out really nice, especially when it dried. I must feel like this up here needs some. I know, you're like, what? What is? So, you know, you can stencil over this. You can't water it like you do distress paint. But it is acrylic, so when it dries, it's permanent. So after it dries, you can go in, you know, and spray over top of it, and it's not going to, like, see how, I don't know if you can see the blue. It's dry enough. So I can put it really close enough. But you can see, like, where the pink and the black oversprayed. You can see the blue in the bottom, the pink over top of it. So it doesn't blend in with those, it actually builds on it. So yeah, you know, it's pretty awesome. So let me see if I can, this was our acrylic paints. Now I did use lighter colors, but this is the vividness there. So you really do get a completely different look. Even how, not just the colors, but like you can see how this dried. You can see how this is a lot more, even it's just a lot more of a splatter, of a spray than what this is. Because this is thicker because of being paint. This is a lot more, I don't know if you can hear the viscosity of that. Hear how that's dribbling around in there? See, look. You can just, even when I stop, you can hear that moving on its own. This, you have to actually shake to get it to go. So, you know, if you want something thicker like this versus, you know, more of a spray. So I would say this is more like, oh, I don't know, more of like a spray paint type effect, where this is more of like a watercolory type effect. So, and we will be back, we'll be doing alcohol inks when we get finished. So let me lay these out, just, well, that one's leaking everywhere. Oh, there's no rest for the wicked. Okay, let me lay these out so you can sort of hold these out so you can, so there are those colors right there. Yeah. So there you go. Those are our acrylic ink sprays. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial or the DIY. And like I said, we will be back to do an alcohol ink one very soon. So we will see you next time. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed it.